It's time for Cats Talk Wednesday. Small town and big city joined forces. Vinny Hardy of Lynch, Kentucky, and Terry Brown of Louisville, Kentucky, team up to give you free-flowing, laid-back sports talk. Focus on Kentucky Wildcats, as well as pertinent information in the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball.
Live on the BS3 Network, Cats Talk Wednesday. Here we are, Vinny Hardy, Terry Brown in the Vernon Davis jersey. I'm kidding. That is not VD, is it? It's the
No, it's Kittle. Like we always say, it's family, man. He's family.
yeah.
Um, I think I told you his grandfather and the wife's grandfather played on the same football team at Iowa Wesleyan
There you go.
way
Go
back in the
way
day.
back.
Now you're probably like, why is he bringing up Iowa Wesleyan? Because that's the first place that Hal Mummy was head coach.
Man, you got to start somewhere.
Hal Mummy was head coach. Mike Leach was the offensive coordinator. Then they went to Valdosta State, and then they brought the air raid offense to Kentucky. So little fun fact, and crazy enough, they have ended their football program. So a little sad note there. But yeah, Hal Mummy first developed the air raid offense with Mike Leach, Iowa Wesleyan. Now where in Iowa that is, I don't know.
Oh,
But
I was gonna ask. I'm like,
like, at one point I knew the city, but I don't know.
Mhm.
You know,
It's not like
all
if somebody said Purdue, and you'd be like, oh, okay. They can say any place in an hour, and you still be like,
yeah, and that's happy because people be like, oh, my family's from such and such. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm like, don't feel bad. I'm kind of like that in my home state. I love all 120 counties equally, but all I'm saying is, if you say you from Bug Tussle, you got to give me something to reference. Is it Paducah? Is it Bowling Green?
yeah,
Is it Lexington? Is it the Tennessee border? You got to give me something. Is it Pikeville? You got to give me some kind of direction
yeah.
because all I know is Louisville and the counties that surround it, and then from Jefferson to Fayette County. That's the only things I know by heart, right? Because from Louisville to Lexington, it's Jefferson, Shelby, Franklin, Woodford, Fayette County.
Mm.
Those are the ones I know by heart. Anything else? Because it's 120. I can't know them all off the top of my head.
Yeah.
My favorite is Menifee County. I don't even know where that is, but every time it would snow a little bit in Lexington, when I was in Lexington, it would come across the thing, Menifee County closed. I'm like, they never in school.
I don't know where it is either. I used to try to know them all or try to take on. Oh, well, that's in this part of the state, but it is hard to keep up with 120 for sure. I know like Callaway and all that's out west. McCracken, I think McCracken is Paducah.
Yeah, Christian
That's way.
County's down that way.
Now that's Hopkinsville, yeah.
Yeah, Hoptown down there.
Uh,
Now, when I was wrestling in high school, I used to learn a lot because people be coming from everywhere like Union County. I ain't heard of it, but let's go.
uh-huh.
I know Campbell County is up by Cincinnati. Like I got the
Hmm.
general idea. Like
Yeah.
gun to my head, I could probably give you about 40. I couldn't
Okay.
put them
Hey,
on a map, but I could give you about 40 off the top of my head.
yeah, that's a third. That's 33.33333.
I know there's a Trimble County. I know Bourbon
Yeah,
County is dry.
yeah, that's where Paris and home of
Paris,
Tom Leach.
that's right.
Hey,
So
Menifee is pretty central. I just pulled it up. Not,
it, and
it's kind of central north. Let me see.
and
French.
I used to know what Cynthiana was in, but enough about the the
I think
geographic.
Cynthiana Harrison. I think that's
It's
Harrison
Harrison.
County.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because my first wife was working in Cynthiana when we met
Okay.
many years ago.
Sherrod Baker, JB Company, Warren McCracken. Warren is Bowling Green. McCracken, I want to think it's Paducah.
Yeah,
Davis is Owensboro. Hardin is E Town. Boyd County, I think it's Ashland. Lyon County, that's where Travis Perry's from. That's way out. You in Missouri. That's I think Eddyville,
But
Christian is Hoptown, Henderson. Wait, Henderson and Henderson, right? And I don't
yo,
know.
yeah, Henderson is across from Evansville, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Um, but
Webster
yeah,
County.
I love Kentucky. It's too many counties, but it is what it is. Iowa, roughly the same size, has 90, and if you ever look at the Iowa counties, it's basically a grid.
Yeah, squares.
It's basically just a bunch of rectangles. If you ever look at an Iowa map, but it
So
is what it is, and that's the funny thing is, I think every state has a Jefferson County.
we got one in Tennessee. Mhm.
I think every state has a Shelby County. Uh,
Memphis, this Shelby down here. You know,
yeah,
as you
yeah.
know well.
I know about Shelby County. I know about Shelby,
Uh-huh.
because we're currently in Warren County.
Iowa.
We're in Warren
Okay.
County, Iowa. Des
Okay.
Moines in Polk County.
Mm.
So I think there's a Lincoln County. Like there's a lot of repetition.
Not
A
presidential
lot of
county.
presidential stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah,
There's,
a lot of French influence too, depending on the state that you're in.
there's a Washington County,
Yeah,
Kentucky, and there's one down here in Tennessee too.
I'm yeah.
Uh, you mentioned Menifee, so I think Frenchburg, if I'm looking right, is like the main town in Menifee County. But it's only an hour and 10 minutes from Lexington, so it's kind of central. Menifee County is,
I just like that
they don't-
because I'm like I don't know where it is, but it always pops up. But anyway,
and you see them on the interstate. You
yeah.
driving on a trip. Oh, and of course, you play the license plate game, and especially when it's Kentucky, you perk up and see, oh, Bath County, Owsley County, oh, you know,
Well,
McCracken, so you're always looking to see.
well, I was on the highway sometime this not the highway, but around town this summer here in Iowa, and I perk up when I see a Kentucky license plate. Like, oh, okay. And then it was Jefferson County. So I'm like waving at the person like a weirdo. Like the person probably like, what is going on with
Yeah,
Iowa? I'm like, oh, hey, where you from? Where you from? Holla at your boy,
yeah,
Jefferson County.
yeah.
You know.
You got
Uh,
you got to get a Seneca hat or something
yeah, I gotta
to
get something
put
for
up in
the
the
for
windshield.
yeah, I gotta get a Kentucky something. Let people
Yeah.
know, hey, that's where I'm from. But
Hmm.
speaking of Kentucky, we gotta talk about the football game. Um,
We have to. I guess we do. Yeah.
I Well, it was crazy because Iowa and Penn State were playing at the same time as Kentucky and Texas. So what my wife and I do is one TV is one game, and we set up in the other. So I was like, okay, on our big TV, we're gonna put Iowa, Penn State, and the other TV we got Kentucky and Texas. And because the Penn State Iowa game was really really good. Iowa won by one. So
Hmm.
it was a tight game, and I'm watching and I'm keeping track of the score. I'm like 10-10. Hold on, let me get invested. And I'm like looking at the stats, like we gotta have a conversation about Arch Manning. I'm not blaming the kid. I'm not
Uh-huh.
blaming the kid, but this is a big miss because it wasn't just the recruiting services that missed on this kid. Because just 6 weeks ago, Paul Feinbaum was guaranteeing a Heisman and the best recruit he had seen in like 20 something years. Like, are you for real? Like, what?
Yeah.
Because to me, that dude right now doesn't look like Steven Johnson, who I think we need to give more credit to as a quarterback at Kentucky. But I, the frustrating thing about the Texas game is it's one of those you look at every single stat and it's like, how did they lose this game?
Yeah.
And not to dogpile on Stoops, but maybe to dogpile on Stoops. One of the biggest issues is he doesn't appear to believe in his players.
Hmm.
And you contrast this with, again, I know people get tired of me bringing up Iowa, but I'm here and I see all this stuff. So if you're watching the Iowa Penn State game, Uh, for some reason, Ferris decides to try a 66-yard field goal attempt before the half. It gets blocked. Penn State runs it back for a touchdown, and they're up at the half.
Mm.
And we know how challenged Iowa is on offense. Like, that's devastating,
Yeah.
right? That is critical. But post game, they fight back, they win. And Ferentz is like, I told my guys, I made that mistake. That's on me. But I believe that we can overcome that. You contrast that to what Stoops says after breakdown, point to whatever game you want to, right? Not covering Florida, whatever, play call you want to. And it's clear that he doesn't believe in these guys. And that's what happens. You cannot run 3 straight up the gut plays like you did. You can't. You have to get more creative.
Yeah.
Okay, you run it once, all right. Like a fake or like you can't do that. They say because I forget the running back. Like he's trying to jump from the 2-yard line. That's not going to get it done.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like that's not going to get it done.
But he had to jump from the 2 because they was already at his legs waiting on him.
Right.
I mean,
I'm not blaming.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming the
Like,
kids.
Crazy.
And there's this weird thing of I've seen some people don't go to the games because that rewards people. I'm like, look, man, at this point, Stoops is going to get his money, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, you have to show up for the kids. I think. Because they going out here fighting and battling with Kentucky on their chest. I think you still have to do that. That's just me. I'm not going to tell people how to feel, but I feel that way. But when you look at Stoops's tenure, it's he doesn't believe in these kids for the most part. And you contrast that again. I know people are tired of me talking about Iowa, but like Ferentz believes in these kids. His thing is we're going to play this way. We're going to be offensively challenged. The Iowa quarterback has not thrown a touchdown pass since week 1.
Wow.
But this is how we're basically it's the philosophy of Hayden Fry that came before Ferentz and Ferentz. There's going to be 1 to 2 plays that are going to win this game, and we will make those plays. And those kids believe it.
Mm.
I tagged you in that one. They beat Michigan 12-10. Nothing but a bunch of field goals. Like that was number 1 Michigan, number 2 Iowa. That's what they do, right? Like that. Their whole get down as a program is we're going to play it close. It's going to be ugly. We're going to get some field goals. We're going to get some safeties on you. We're going to have these weird scores where you got to figure out how do you get to 18 without a touchdown? Can you do that? Right? And they do. And that's the difference is those players know the coaches believe in them. And I just don't think that that's the case in Lexington. Now, whether or not Stoops has got to go, I think he's got to go. We've reached that point where it's got to go territory.
Yes.
Because there's too many near misses. You can take the near misses when you're building,
Yeah.
but once you hit that 10-win plateau, that don't feed the beast anymore.
Yeah, just kind of stay too long at this point now. That's the way it feels,
And again, I keep saying that's not unusual.
Yeah.
Right? Not very few coaches go out on top.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the greats. I was thinking about. I'm trying to remember with the NBA coming back. Phil Jackson's last series as Lakers coach was 2011 when they got swept by those Mavericks.
Oh. Mm.
And when I knew it was over? that series. I think it was. I can't remember if it was game 2 or game 3. Phil Jackson got a technical foul for yelling at the referees. And what I mean by that is, you watch Phil, uh, his Bulls runs, his Lakers runs. Other team goes on a 20-0 run. What's Phil doing?
Yeah.
He notoriously didn't yell at the, like, just kind of like, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But he was yelling. He was demonstrative. He grabbed Andrew Bynum by the jersey, and I was like, oh, this is a wrap. Like, this is how this goes. I mean, this honestly, this is how it goes. Um, yeah, it's a got to go situation at this point.
Yeah.
You got to do something because the fan base is out.
Yeah.
I don't know at this point. Even if Kentucky was to win out, it's still a got to go situation.
Yeah, because they make them win out. That'd be what, 8-4?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's
He's
not
beating Tennessee and Florida and Auburn and Louisville and this good Tennessee Tech team and somebody else. But yeah, it's everybody kind of just like you said, everybody kind of out and just done and ready to move on.
And you can play the style he wants to play when you've got NFL talent, particularly on the line.
Was he on that Iowa team that you tagged me in? He would have been right around him being in college.
I think so. He was during that run because people forget in the early 80s, Michigan and Ohio State had kind of dipped, and Iowa won like 3 or 4 Big Ten titles in the early 80s. And that was Hayden Fry's heyday, going back a little bit. But that's how Iowa played because that's how, like, Iowa has pros. Or at the very least, they got All-Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've had a consensus first-team All-American every year since 2019. So I get, and I hate to make this all about Iowa, but because I see everybody's got jokey jokes, right? They don't, their offense, blah, 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 and it's so boring and it's so dull. And over 25 years, I would say 80% of college football teams would trade out what Iowa has done. One losing season in 25 years.
Wow.
We've had one losing season in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We are on coach since Ferentz took over in 99. We are on Stoops, Joker,
Brooks,
Guy Morris, Hal Mummy, 5.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And each of them individually have had more losing seasons than Ferentz has had combined.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you trade for that?
You have to take that.
They went to a BCS bowl, 2. Would you take that?
Mm-hmm.
They've appeared in the Big Ten championship game. Would you take an SEC championship game appearance?
Man, been waiting the whole life for that.
People, they got boat race. They did. And the Big Ten West, again, was down. But what I'm saying is, would you take it?
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you would. Like, there's things like that people want to dismiss. Like, if you are not Alabama or Ohio State or, maybe Notre Dame, if you're not pushing for a championship, how else do you define a season?
Yeah.
What makes you feel good? Beating your rivals, winning the silly trophies,
mm-hmm.
and going to a decent bowl.
Nope.
It's so funny. My anniversary is tomorrow, and it's
cool.
funny. Yeah, 4 years ago, 4 years, but 4 years ago, Iowa was 6-0 and number 2 in the country. Kentucky was 6-0 and number 11 in the country. And they head into that bye week our wedding day was the bye week for both teams. So knock wood, I was lucky about that, right?
Yeah, happy
But
anniversary, y'all.
yeah, and so it was just weird that eventually they play in the bowl game at the end of the year,
Yeah,
and people are like, oh, the Citrus Bowl. Like Iowa has played in the Citrus Bowl multiple times. This was Kentucky's biggest bowl in 20 years,
yeah.
and that's why I try to
Since
tell people, like Iowa's okay.
mm-hmm.
Like I just the jokey jokes and the slant, like that's why they're tight end you.
Yeah,
Three Iowa tight ends have been all pro first or second team the last 3 seasons. Hawkinson, Laporta, Kittle. And then they got Noah Fant that's caught some touchdown passes for the Bengals.
yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's 4 of the 32 starting tight ends, Iowa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Like, what are we doing?
mm-hmm.
We got that in the NBA with shooting guards,
Yeah,
with guards.
yeah.
And I know we're going to talk about the NBA because you got Shea, you got we putting guards in the league like that.
Case and Wallace, both of them last night.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, to my chagrin, as they got my Rockets last night. Yeah, JB, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it didn't with Stu, especially lately. A lot of and what's the streak now? As SEC home losses, that is out of control because I don't know how many it's up to now. We went a full calendar year since we won an SEC game because it was at Ole Miss last year. That was the last conference win, and I can't remember what the SEC home losing streak is because it's ridiculous.
And that's with really 2 winnable games. Because when I was sitting there on Saturday, Texas, I was thinking about the Georgia game last year.
No.
I know you want to be conservative.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to, but at some point you got to say to particularly your offense, I believe in you. You can get this yard. This is how we're going to get it done. I mean, think of the momentum swing if you get that first down against Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my whole point is you have to have some faith in your team.
9 straight SEC losses. So that's basically 2 years because you get 4 or 5 home games a year based on what the Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now I do want to say I get what people are saying. Look at what Vandy has done or is doing. Look at what Indiana is doing.
Yeah.
And so I will just say, now wait a minute. Now it was just 4 years ago. Vandy fans could have said, "Look what Kentucky's doing." Indiana. So pump the brakes on that a little bit.
Yeah, we were there
because we're acting like we've never had that, and Stoops absolutely was near the top. So let's pump the brakes.
Mm-hmm.
He was really slated to be the heir apparent here. When I first moved here, that was the talk. If fans were to step down, it's going to be, hey, Stoops got to turn it down before we look other place.
Yeah,
that was a legit thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And and I'm not saying it was going to be a guaranteed thing, but that was really where people were looking like, oh, he played for us, and he got Kentucky to 10 wins, 2 10-win seasons in 4 years.
Yeah,
and he plays this style. Come on down, man.
Yeah,
because we've been doing this for 50 years. Like, come on down. And it's just crazy. Again, looking at the NFL, there are 3 white defensive backs in the NFL, cornerbacks, 2 from Iowa, Riley Boss and Cooper DeJean. Like,
wow.
Yeah, like, whatever. I was putting dudes in the league.
They the first 2 since Jason Sehorn.
I think to start like a full season and be like one starter. I believe so. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
As Bomani pointed out, there's more white starters on defense on Iowa's team than the entire SEC.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the case, but like That's the thing is you're putting dudes in the league,
Mm-hmm.
right? Look at uh, any listing over the last 20 years of players in the NFL where they play. 11 or 12 ranked 11th or 12th place is Iowa.
Yeah.
49ers offensive lineman that helped CMC on a touchdown last week. Colby from Iowa.
Mm.
Like I know people you don't want to think about it, but it's like better than you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wisconsin, they're going to through their second or third coach since Alvarez
Mm-hmm.
stepped down, right?
Yeah.
Illinois, they've been hit or miss since the Simeon
Mm.
Rice days, right?
Yeah.
You just look around, look at Minnesota. Minnesota has lost 9 out of 10 to Iowa.
Mm.
So when you're talking about how does Ferentz do it, he beats the teams closest to him.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get it done.
Mm-hmm.
If Kentucky were able to replicate that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
It sure is. And mm, it's just it's just spiraling and it's just going it's just tough now. He's just in a tough spot no matter what now. It's just to that point to if if he somehow is around next year, nobody's going to be thrilled. Nobody's going to be excited. Do you try to get your money together for the buyout? It's just to that point now. It's just awkward. It's just rough. It's just yeah.
Yeah, and that's the worst place to be when you have a lame duck coach. Now, and I get look, I have been a Mitch Barnhart. Uh, I won't say apologist, but supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's had some bad hires, but he's also had some good ones. I think that the capital improvements have been great on campus. It's hard to drive down Alumni Drive and Cooper Drive there in Lexington and not say, okay, you look at what historic Memorial Coliseum is now.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think one bad contract with one bad buyout is tough. Two, yeah, that Harold Leader article about Stoops' buyout. You're basically bidding against yourself at that point. And so he's not the first AD to give out these buyouts because we see them all the time, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it Florida? Somebody is paying like 3 or 4 head coaching staffs, like 3 or 4, still paying on that.
Yeah.
At some point, something's got to change
Mm-hmm.
because $100 million to get rid of an old staff and bring in a new. How many places can pull that off?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily blame Mitch for that, but 2 of them, luckily, the Cal situation kind of worked itself out.
Right.
But Stoops, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, because my thing is, if you want to go, go. We would have worked something out when he was flirting with Texas A&M.
right.
Because
Mm-hmm.
my thing with coaches, if you don't want to be here, don't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand that happens. Like, coaches are always looking for the next spot,
Right.
but there's a way you do things. And Stoops in that situation did the one thing my dad never said do. Never quit a job till you got a new job locked up.
Mm-hmm.
You never quit and start doing that stuff till you on the dotted line. Till you got some kind of stuff. So Stoops wanted to flirt. A&M fans said no,
Yeah.
which I'm like, y'all are A&M. Not exactly sure what's going on there, It's got to come to an end. I think. I honestly believe that there's going to be a conversation when the season ends. Because bizarrely, he's got to get his full money within like 30 or 60 days or something.
Man, that's
dumb.
that's
That's indefensible.
yeah.
Because even in good times, how you do that? Like you got to have and the thing is, I don't know. We talk about every school, every alumni base has the multimillionaires or maybe a billionaire or two, right? I don't know when it comes to Kentucky. I don't know who these people are. I'm not talking about the people that we know that are on the sidelines. Usually, the big money people, you don't know who they are,
Mm-hmm.
but you have an idea of where their money comes from. Because again, when oil is good, bizarrely, the Texas schools are really, really good,
Mm-hmm.
which is how you end up with SMU way back in the day, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
The early 80s, oil spiked. Huh. And all these people in Dallas had extra cash, right? Miami, early 80s as well. What was spiking in? Little Miami Vice, and all of a sudden, the U is really, really good, right?
Yeah.
Same way here in the Midwest, right? Nebraska, part of their thing, corn, right? Its best days is when corn was really sky high. That's why I tell people when I first was talking about Iowa, what kind of money has Iowa got? I'm like, oh my goodness. My challenge to you is go to your kitchen cupboard, see something canned, see something in a box. The third or fourth ingredient is a corn ingredient. Corn syrup, corn fructose, corn powder, corn like it's a corn product. What are you talking about? Like Iowa had at one point, they had more millionaires per capita than any state in the union.
Mm.
There's money here. Like,
Mm.
uh, do you know why it's Carver Hawkeye Arena and there's no Brady? Because the Iowa people pay for it. They just built a wrestling thing on campus. There's no sponsor because they just like, hey, we're going to raise this money, and they're like, all right, cool. It's Kinnick
Yeah.
Stadium. It's not MediaCom Kinnick. It's Kinnick Stadium because like this is how it goes.
Yeah.
It's not Kroger Field, and
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying there's more money here than you think.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
There's more corn and more pigs here than anywhere in the country.
Mm.
So when you're eating pork,
Yeah.
came from Iowa. Like,
Wow. Mm-hmm.
yeah, like there's money here. Let's not get it twisted. Like it's not California, New York, but hey, you know how it is. Anyway,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so yeah, Stoops. Somebody got to come off with some money, man, to make this go. Does that change how he'll be welcomed back? No. I mean, what? Rich Brooks, his best year was what, 8-5,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody loves Papaw Brooks.
Mm-hmm. He was
He was
back this weekend.
back this
Mm-hmm.
weekend, and like his handle is still UK Coach Brooks because remember he
Yeah.
went back and forth with Kenny Brooks, the women's team,
Right.
which is crazy because Oregon's field is named after Rich Brooks.
Yeah.
I had to
Holy.
share that nugget with the wife. We watched Indiana, Oregon a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, that's Rich Brooks. She's like, because I've retweeted Coach Brooks, and she's like, I was like, what he did at Oregon warranted that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so being in Oregon for 20 years or 30 years, however long it like, but he still is UK Coach Brooks.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Stoops is going to get his love in time. I think, again, Cal's going to get his love in time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes breakups happen.
Yeah. That's it.
And you can always bring people back eventually. If Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones can make amends, you can make amends.
Hey, they finally got it done. They sure did.
Takes 30 years, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time because again, this rarely ends great.
Yeah.
Like it rarely ends with a ride off into the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the nature of the business, right?
Yeah.
You have to preempt it if you're John Wooden. You gotta They give you a long send off like Coach K and a few others, but most of the time it's like, all right, this ain't working. How do we get this done where everybody saves face?
Uh-huh.
That's generally the way the thing goes.
Yo.
It's very much like Kentucky basketball coaches. At some point in time,
Yeah.
hopefully 20 years down the road, we're gonna have a conversation about Coach Pope.
Yep.
Because with Kentucky basketball, generally happens is this: you reach a peak, we see if you can get it back, and if you can't, it's got to go.
Yo.
That's just how it goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Joe B. Hall was gone at what, 83, 84? I'm trying to
80, 85, I think. They made the
85.
final four, 84.
Right.
And then I think he was 72 to 85.
Yeah. Well,
And dead in the middle of that, you got your 78
right.
championship.
And we're like, can you get it back up there? Nope. All right. Of course, then you have Sutton, but you have, again, I still say the love of Portino is because we didn't tell him to get lost.
Yeah.
He's the one that went out on top.
Michelle on YouTube. All the good things come to an end, yo.
And that's what happens is things end. That's just the nature of everything. And not to get morbid, but you get married to your person, and chances are you are going to outlive your partner. Somebody's going to outlive the other one. Like, that's just how it goes. That's your best case scenario. Or you can get a divorce, right? Like, this is just part of life. You're not going to work the same job forever.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you just say, hey, you go this way, I go this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got no animosity toward Cal because the highs were there.
Yeah.
I got no animosity with Tubby because the highs were there.
Yeah.
It's just that if you can't reach those highs, we got to move in a different direction.
That's it.
Is Cal, but that's the funny thing about Cal. He's the one that said this is not a 15-year job, but he was 15 years.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because if you can't get it back, it's got to go. And that's one of those things. It's a what if. What if Luke May misses that shot, right? What if?
Yeah.
All these different things. Are we having different conversations?
Mm-hmm.
I think Cal would still be the coach today if they sealed the deal in 2014 or 15. Because he's a two-time champion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he's the only one to do that since Rupp. And
I believe this, either one of the two, because in 2014, of course, you get the storybook.
Yeah.
You get Aaron Harrison, you get the storybook finish that is rare for Kentucky. We don't get to be underdogs that much.
Mm-hmm.
You finish that, that's a feel-good story. Or in 2015, obviously, you get to 40-0. That's a mic drop. You never take that away. So either one of those two, I think Cal, even with everything that came after,
yeah,
I think he's still coach. He's a two-time champion. But that's one of those here, there, everywhere kind of thing. So, but Stoops, I think, got to go. It's just reached that point. It's the same old, same old. Every time we lose, we got to get back to work. Like, all right, man. Like,
yeah,
we get it.
Yep, and so close, 6 inches, just a foot away, and yeah, you gotta. We said this 2 years ago, 2 plays away from 9-3. Yeah, but we still ain't. We didn't get it.
and that's the margins when it comes to this stuff. You can look at 3 to 4 plays a year. That's the difference between 3 or 4 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Most programs hover between like the 4 to 8 win range. You can see going 4-8. You can see your team going 8-4.
Mm-hmm.
That's most teams.
Yeah.
Even in the NFL, that's most teams. Are a few plays away from 17-0, few plays away from 0-17.
Uh-huh.
I mean, for the most part, like there's that window that most teams operate. The margins are so thin. We don't like to think about it because it's a lot of plays. The games are long, but it's just it comes down to a lot. The reason my 49ers are 5-2, we got a new kicker.
Man, unbelievable.
And because there's a play, I don't know if you watched the Falcons game, uh, but it was the field goal to go up. It was third down. Mac Jones gets hit. The ball pops up, and Colby, the offensive lineman from Iowa, catches it and advances it like 3 or 4 yards. So instead of a 60-yard kick, it's a 55-yard kick that barely crosses the crossbar. It's little things like that. I mean,
Yeah.
when you think about different games, of course you got your blowouts, but a lot of games it is
Mm-hmm.
right because going back to the Cowboys and 49ers, the muddy game, I think that was 95 at Candlestick, where Alvin Harper gets loose and Eric Davis, not the baseball player, but the football player, our cornerback, Harper catches it, and you can see Eric Davis touches the ball that he
Uh-huh.
catches on the go-ahead touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Because it was just muddy
Yeah.
and all that kind of. But it's like when they talk about it's a game of inches, it's not just at the offensive defensive line inches; it's down the field
Mm-hmm.
inches. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at Scott Norwood's kick in Super Bowl 24; it didn't miss by a whole lot.
No, sure didn't.
Like there's those kinds of plays that are the difference between winning and losing. It's the small things that get you.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with Stoops is all the small things seem to go against Kentucky.
Yeah, just
All these things about margins, all these things about the little things go against Kentucky.
mm-hmm.
Kicking it on third down with 13 seconds left in the half. What do you like? What What are you doing? That's been one of the more mind-boggling things. It's year 13, and you have no grasp on the end of halves.
Mm-hmm.
The clock management is always atrocious.
Yeah.
So much so that during the Georgia game, the commentators commented on it, and they rarely take shots at coaches. But I forget who it was. It was like, well, we'll see what Kentucky does, bro. What do you like? What?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's those small things because I know you don't watch a lot of 49ers games, but Kyle Shanahan has been very, very good, particularly when the Niners get the ball to start the second half. How they get to those Super Bowls is a score before the half and a score to start the second half,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It's that even if it's a field goal, that's 6 points. Touchdown, that's 14 points.
Mm-hmm.
That completely changes everything, right? Like those are the little games that you have to win. We talk about how you end the quarters in the NBA, how you end the half in college. Like it's those
Mm-hmm.
little things that really add up to how the game flows. So yeah, a play early in the first half can dictate things.
Yeah.
We've seen that, like the Kansas State game in the tournament with the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander team, got down 8-9-0 and never got back in the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A bad 2 or 3 minutes, and it just
It was,
it
it was
just doesn't
done.
work, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so uh, those are those little things that, yeah, man. Uh, Stoops just like the lack of discipline. It's bonehead plays at the wrong time. It's not getting the play in. How many times have we
Yeah.
seen, the plays coming in? We got to burn a timeout. And the one thing I know we're good for this about 3 or 4 times a year is calling timeout, getting to the line, and still getting a delay of game,
Yeah.
which I didn't think. Like how?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't be happening in year 13.
Yeah.
Conversely, I know people are going to get tired of me talking about Iowa. Iowa, 2 penalties a game for 13 yards a game. That's discipline. That's how you can play these these thin razor margins,
Mm-hmm.
is you don't beat yourself
Yeah.
and you play disciplined football. That'll keep you in most of these games when things are equal.
The other team will make the mistake, not y'all.
Yeah,
That's how they roll.
right. And again,
We're
I
comfortable. We're comfortable with these close, thin margin games, and our opponent is not. So
right.
he's gonna break. We won't.
That's, and I keep saying that's how they've been doing it for 50 years.
It's crazy.
I mean, multiple games where they nothing but field goals. I forgot what game it was, last year, year before, with Iowa. Most commentators say, "Oh, that's a win for a defense." If you hold them to a field goal, but with Iowa, it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
They play for field goals, and people can say, "Well, that's just loser talk." All right, man. Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got we all guess held our breath Friday. I don't know if you watched the blue white game or live or caught the replay, but I didn't watch it as it happened. I watched it a day or two later and hold the breath, like, oh Lord, Jalen Lowe shoulder just had all that with Lamont Butler and his shoulder that kind of plagued him all year. And then I saw the replay and I'm like, man, it didn't look like a whole lot when him and Owe got tangled up a little bit. They said he had fallen and maybe aggravated it over the summer. But fortunately, it sounds like he kind of dodged a bullet and rest him a little bit. They got the big Purdue exhibition game coming up, and who else? Georgetown, and then they start to count after that.
It
So,
it's me.
huh?
It's me. All my teams have been on these injury runs. The Fever this summer,
Oh,
having 17 ladies on the roster.
yeah.
My Niners, who are 5-2, with two Pro Bowlers being out uh, for the season, and Purdy playing 2 games. Kittle just came back. Uh, Huff, my man Huff, he
Yeah.
he got him a Huff jersey because there's a Huff on the
Uh,
49ers
okay.
on the defensive line. He's out. He had a stellar game against
Oh,
the Falcons. It's like I just want to be like it's me, LeBron, old man, old Father Time is caught up with him.
sciatica.
Yeah, that's an old person thing, right? Like I was an old person. That's what you get from sitting at a desk too long. So it's me, right? It's like every team I root for,
Yeah.
nobody's healthy.
Mm.
But good news. I think the Cats will be fine. Uh, it may look a little rough early, but uh, I'm a rock with it. I don't know if it's cursed, uh, but I will say when we had all those injuries under the former coach, he caught a lot of the blame, and now we get some injuries under this new coach. And the universe is, it is what it is. The narratives change depending on who you like. So, uh, but thankfully, it appears to be on the lesser severity.
Hmm.
So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And this whole Purdue exhibition, this gonna be fun. Friday, I think 6 o'clock. So whether you catch it live or later, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
You kind of measuring stick to see where you are. I don't know if they're full strength or not. They got guys out. I'm not sure what's going on with their roster, but it's still, a top flight team that you might see in March or something like that, and get to see it before the season starts. So that's cool. A big name. They just went to a Final Four a couple
yeah.
years, national championship game a couple years ago. So Yeah, that's cool. Painter been up there forever, and you know,
Yeah, because he took over for Gene Katie, didn't he? He's been there a while.
yeah,
But
because
again, competitive in the Big Ten. They've owned Indiana, right? Like
yeah,
that.
I
That's
mean,
how these coaches stay.
how
Like we
many
keep.
coaches Indiana been through since
Oh,
Painter been there?
oh yeah. Oh man. Because what he.
Oh,
Because you. Who's the coach? Oh, Mike Woodson is the coach now.
he's still there? No, they
Is he?
got no, they got somebody else.
They got somebody else there.
Somebody from West Virginia, Virginia. It's like Woodson.
Oh, Woodson
Did he
gone.
go? Did he go to Sacramento or something? Or, yeah, let me look it up. Who it
All right,
is?
look that up. I'm gonna be right back.
All right. I want to say it's DeVries or something like that. Indiana basketball coach. But yeah, Woodson, former player. I mean, old school Hoosier, but it didn't work out, and they had to get rid of him. Indiana basketball coach Darian DeVries got hired in March. The CTB. He coached at Drake in West Virginia. So Terry, he's up there right beside of you because Drake is right there in your backyard. So he'll probably remember that once I say it. But Darian DeVries, something like that, going in his first year. He's gonna be the one. Darian DeVries.
Oh, from Drake. Yeah.
Absolutely. When I
Yeah.
read that, I was like, Terry's gonna be
From
like,
because
in my
he was.
backyard.
Yeah, he was the coach because I went to a couple of Drake games with friend of the show Adam Jacoby a few years ago. Because Drake has participated in the men's Final Four. The Tennessee Volunteers have not.
Gotta
But
talk about
yes,
them.
you're right.
Gotta talk about them too. Football
So
and baseball. Gotta talk
so
about them.
DeVries, Woodson,
Didn't one of Miller's, Sean Miller's brother, was up there?
Archie Miller,
Yeah.
and then is that going back to Tom Crean,
uh
Kelvin Sampson,
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis, right? So 6 in 25 years. Like
Indiana.
that's
Seems like we forgetting something. I don't know. Uh was there somebody like
because Davis is right after Knight, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, because he like took them to the championship game. They went to the title game or Final Four. It was a weird run,
In
and then he didn't do anything after that.
in 02, yeah, they lost
Yeah,
to because Indiana beat Duke in Rupp Arena.
yeah. So since 2000, um, 2000 to 2006, Mike Davis, 06 to 08, Kelvin Sampson.
Yeah.
Now for I don't even remember this for 7 games in 2008, Dan Dockage.
Oh wow.
And then from 2008 to 2017, Tom Crean, Archie Miller, Mike Woodson, Darren DeVries. I don't remember Dan Dockage coaching them for 7 games.
Yeah, because with the Kelvin Sampson, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, and that guy,
Ooh.
yeah, he's terrible.
Mm,
And
yeah.
and it's crazy because he knows basketball,
Yeah. When he would be
but
on the broadcast, yeah, you could.
but he's a terrible person.
Mm-hmm. Can't
Uh,
help yourself.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes you ain't got to say nothing. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but yeah, DeVries, yeah, from Drake.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, Terry gonna be like, oh yeah. He
Yeah,
right down the road.
and then the guy that replaced him is now coaching at Iowa.
The guy that replaced DeVries
Yeah, he only coached there for 1 year.
had to because they Fran left or got whatever happened with Fran.
Yeah, man. Basically, just because your son's dating Caitlin Clark, there's only but so much that's gonna do.
What, Fran's son?
Yeah, Connor McCaffrey is Caitlin Clark's boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah,
uh,
and he's on staff at Butler. So it works out that
Oh,
she's in Indy. Yeah, so she usually goes to a lot of the Butler games and everything
okay.
like that. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that does work out. Sure it does. Oh, let's see. NBA is back. Both
Yeah.
of us went 0-2 last night in
Yeah.
opening night.
But but I gotta give praise to the NBC, man. Like it is so night and day between what ESPN gives us and what NBC gives us. Uh, I've talked about what helps leagues make that leap, right? We talk about NFL films, uh, packaging the NFL in such a way where it became bigger than life, right? Baseball becomes a thing because of radio and those guys being able to tell those stories bigger than life. I think as far as the NBA, what helps make that jump, of course, you got to have Michael Jordan, but you got NBA inside stuff and uh, NBC. Every game felt like it meant something.
Yeah.
Like just from the promos, just the way the game was discussed, it felt like an event, not a vehicle for Stephen A. Smith to scream about how much he hates LeBron. Uh, and they're showing if you care about what you're broadcasting, then fans will enjoy it. And so kudos to NBC. They're bringing back Round Ball Rock with John Tesh.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember even during those playoff games, not just for the finals, Bob Costas, whoever, doing the voiceover for these games. And it felt like cinema.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. It was I think it was the Lakers in 2000 talking about how they had overcome and blah 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 blah, and they got Phil Collins in the air tonight
Oh,
in the background. It's here's these young guys, and I'm like, oh, it felt like cinema, right? There's that one of Bob Costas before Game One of the '98 Finals. Is this the last run of the Bulls? They've overcome this, and it felt like, oh, I'm gonna watch something worthwhile.
mm-hmm.
And since ESPN's had it, it hasn't felt like that. I saw today they're gonna bring back the Larry O'Brien Trophy on the finals floors. Good. Like treat this like it's a thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's the NBA finals. Make us want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, give us some basketball takes instead of if Houston loses this game, where does Durant rank all time? Who can't save that for one of them shows? But we're tuning in for the game
Yeah.
and get away from talking about potential trades. Get away from every game being a referendum on somebody's career, and just give us some X's and O's.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you've seen the Tim Legler stuff ESPN's doing,
The coach's
where,
corner.
where he's actually breaking it down.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, you're helping me see what I'm not seeing. That's
Mm-hmm.
educational and informative. That's what Hubie Brown used to do.
Mm. Yeah.
Mike Fratello, when he was the czar of the telestrator, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
give people something
Yeah.
so they want to tune in instead of screeching about like the halftime for the finals last 4 or 5 years just been unwatchable. Like, I don't want to watch Stephen A. Smith tell us about how whatever we're watching is not as good as Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, why basketball discussions become that, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But we can appreciate what Dak Prescott's doing without, well, he ain't no Roger Staubach. He's no Troy Aikman. Like,
Uh-huh.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can appreciate, as we've had, Craig Bates, friend of the show, come on and talk about hockey. We could talk about Connor Bernard. Bernard? Whatever. Close enough. Without being, well, he's no Wayne Gretzky. Like, we can do that. So I just hope basketball gets consumed at a different level instead of this tired. Where's this person rank? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it just give me some X's and O's.
Yes.
Every era's got its own thing.
That's it. So I'm optimistic. Rockets lost last night, but it's just one game. Give KD time to get his chemistry together.
Yeah,
It took a lot. They had to bail, to me, the Thunder out. If the KD's a 9% free throw shooter, he goes to the line. Houston's up one. He missed the first one, and I'm fading. It's way too late. I've already should have been asleep.
West
And I
Coast
went,
games.
oh, I went, oh Lord, he missed. Makes the second one. They're up two, and of course SGA goes down and ties the game and force overtime. I thought, yeah, that's gonna be trouble. And but they led throughout the game. Van Vliet is missed. The point guard situation is they started this tall lineup, which worked better than I thought. Like Amen Thompson and a bunch of 7-footers was like the tallest lineup in the history of the NBA since
Yeah,
1970.
yeah,
And I was like, man, what are you doing? But it worked. I mean, they controlled the game for the most part. Props to SJ did his thing and forced overtime. It was a little. Durant had like 25, and it was a rough game for him. That tells you, where he's at.
yeah.
He he called a timeout they didn't have. He tried to pull a Kirby Smart. I just thought, he's clapping. He was just clapping, and they didn't have a timeout. Um, and then he fouled. He bit the pump fake for SGA, which allowed SGA to hit 2 free throws for them to win by one. So it took all of that for Houston to lose. So give everybody time to get their chemistry. Um, our guy Reed struggled. He played 27 minutes. He's 3 of 11 from the field.
Well,
Um,
and they were
so
they were hunting for him.
oh yeah, and they was heating him. They was all over him anytime he had the ball too. It was, and the Thunder. That's how they roll anyway. I mean, you're a Lakers fan. It looked like it's 8 of them out there on defense. No matter what you do, they swarm you. And he won them a title last year, and they're doing the same thing this year. And they'll be even tougher when J Dub comes back for them. They didn't even have all their guys, so yeah. But props to them. They got the win. But I like Houston's chances of playing late into the spring in this tough Western Conference. It's
Yeah,
fun to contend. We hadn't contended for about 4 years. We win about 20 games a year for a while.
yeah,
So it's fun to win 50 games and contend again. And we'll see what happens with the Thunder and the Nuggets and LeBron when he gets healthy and
yeah.
everybody else.
I'm not too worried. I see all this chatter on are Lakers fans tired of LeBron? The young ones are the young ones that only remember Kobe with Powell. Like
Hmm.
I've explained, there's a dichotomy in the fan base. Old heads like myself that
Okay.
have seen uh, Magic and Kareem, and then Shaq and Kobe, and then Kobe and Powell, and then LeBron and AD. Like I'm taking a high level view of it. Again, I probably would say, yeah, a little bit of a disappointment to only get one championship out of LeBron era.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to be disappointed with just the one, but it felt like when he was coming, there was going to be more.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so again, I don't know. 'Cause there's a debate: is he going to get a statue? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like Elgin Baylor just got a statue within 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So as far as Laker lore, I don't know. I don't know where you put LeBron. It's a weird case of where you would put LeBron Lakers, even though he's been here longer than he was in Miami.
Mm.
Longer than his second stint with uh, the Cavs. So he's been here a while.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But I still don't know where you would put him all time.
Mhm.
Speaking of all time, we got to talk about the World Series.
Absolutely. Uh-huh.
Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm at the ready. Had my hats, got my caps ready. Shohei Otani. Um, he getting on that list of best ever because striking out 10 and hitting 3 home runs, we ain't seen that before.
No, in the playoff game.
And so he's amazing. I'm still on the Barry Bonds is the best baseball player I ever saw. I'm still on that train. And it's going to take a little bit, even though he's doing historical stuff. To me, it's going to take a little bit for Otani to get on that list. But as far as baseball players I saw play, Barry Bonds still tops my list.
Yeah.
That's me, and I know people have how they feel about him and blah 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 blah. But Bonds is still on that list. But and people hate the Dodgers. Dodgers
Yeah.
ruining baseball. Your owners are cheap, man.
I don't say ruining baseball. I just don't care for him. I never have been a Dodgers fan. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm cool. Freddie Freeman's out there. I like Mookie Betts, but I like Mike Tomlin. I ain't ever gonna root for the Steelers. I
yeah,
like I like Mookie Betts. Got love for Freddie Freeman. Freddie won a title with the Braves, and now he out there and already, probably gonna win his second
right.
with the Dodgers. But for Shohei to be slumping, like he was human for what, a couple weeks.
Yeah,
He was in a slump, and this dude, he's flailing at balls out of the zone and taking
yeah.
bad swings, and just it happens to everybody. And you get you're not seeing the ball, or you're getting out on your front foot or whatever. And for him to break out like that, pitching and hitting, to hit like he been hitting pretty much since he came to the bigs,
Yeah,
and then pitch when healthy, just as dominant on the mound. Because there's a few times where he wasn't pitching, he was just hitting a little bit. He got a little banged up or whatever. But to put that together in the LCS,
yeah.
not just a regular season game in June, like this, and the Brewers are a good squad. They swept him right on out of there, man. Which
I can't root for the Brewers
I mean, yeah,
because the NL Central is like the NFC East, and the Brewers being the only team in NL Central to not win the World Series does make my Cub wife very very happy.
wow, they didn't. They just went back there and lost in the '80s, didn't they?
Yeah, with Robin Yount and those teams, Paul
Yeah.
Molitor. Yeah,
So
they've
what?
not they've not won. Now the
Mhm.
Pirates, the Reds, of
Yeah.
course the Cardinals. This is what I love about it because we had this conversation with my wife, and I was like, "Well, the Cardinals." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, the Cardinals. They've only got the second most World Series titles behind the Yankees, but it's like, yeah, they got some."
Yeah.
And I admire that. That's what I'm talking about.
It's the only team besides the Yankees with double-digit
That's
trophies.
right. But it's like, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
So were they can't win every year, but and I know you said she wasn't as invested as she normally was, like breathing and living and down on every pitch. Did they consider this past year a pretty good year? I mean, they made the playoffs and
Yeah, I
didn't
think part of the
beat San
frustration.
Diego before losing to Milwaukee, right?
Well, I mean, losing to Milwaukee was brutal.
Uh,
That's
okay.
that would be
Yeah.
the Eagles putting the Cowboys out of the
Okay.
playoffs,
Okay.
or the
Losing to Tennessee in the Sweet 16. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
that, but it's one of those things. The Cubs print money, and you look, and they're in the bottom five, spending on the roster, and it's like you and I have talked about when you're a fan of one of those teams where winning and losing doesn't really impact the bottom line that much because the Cubs, Wrigley Field is a whole thing. Like they're they're bringing money in. It's the most
Hmm.
expensive ticket, uh, at least in the National League. Last I saw, it's like the Lakers. Like people are still going to go to. I still say Staples, but the crypto, it's still a
Oh,
thing,
that's
right?
uh-huh.
The Knicks are still going to have all the celebrities. It's Madison Square Garden, right? Like, so you want to see investment back into the team, and The Cubs haven't got that. They stayed steady at the trade deadline, and it's like, hey, one more arm, one more bat could have pushed them over the hump. So you're happy that, yeah, I think this is only like the seventh or eighth time in 40 years they got to 90 wins or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still like we could be better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So,
so yeah, I don't think that's out of pocket. My thing is when it comes to those championship windows, you ride it until it falls apart.
mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about that. You ride it until people leave. But you don't just blow it up. You don't pull a Marlins.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
I think the Marlins have been more detrimental than anybody else. Like they try for 2 years, they try for like 3 or 4 years. They win two World Series, and then they just blow it up.
Yo. Yeah. And it just flounder around, flail around, and yeah.
And my heart goes out to the Mariners fans to be up and
Yeah.
lose. Uh, and I think they're the only team to never reach the World Series, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
think so. I think so.
Well, currently, my beloved
Uh,
Expos, which I have to watch that documentary on who killed the Expos. I'm fascinated by that. Uh, I don't know if you saw the preview for the Eddie Murphy documentary coming on Netflix.
mm.
Woo, buddy, yeah, Eddie Murphy. Uh, but tip my hat to the Mariners. They back at it, and the Blue Jays back at it for the first time in 30
Hey,
years.
Vlad Jr. is. Hey.
We loved him first, Blue Jays fans. Yep, picture him and his daddy in the
Oh
Expos
man,
uniform.
yeah. Oh man,
So
yeah.
as a former Expos, well, not a former Expos, I'm always an Expos fan.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm kind of pulling for the Blue Jays, but the Dodgers, at this point, bring me the body before I count them out.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be hard to beat them 4 times for sure. But yeah, we hadn't talked a lot of baseball, but this would be a fun World Series. Check in and get some of it, and we got Kentucky and Purdue Friday, the World Series Friday. So, yeah.
The funniest thing, not really the funniest thing.
Oh, you muted yourself. Oh, you muted. I can't hear you. Am I muted? Can't hear you. Can't hear you. You still there? I couldn't hear you. I lost you on everything you just said. I lost. Just when you said the funniest thing, I couldn't hear you. You can't hear me? Uh-oh. What has... Yeah, just when you said the funniest thing, I lost everything.
Oh, can
There
you hear
you
me?
are. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that the Mariners were even in the playoffs because I work from home. And I used to when I was going to the office a lot this time of year. Like I told you, whoever won the night before is the cap I would wear into the office, and it would. This dude back in Louisville gets so mad. He's like, "You can't. What is going on here? You're just a bandwagon." I'm like, "I got them all. I always win when it comes to the playoffs. Like that's my thing."
Yeah, yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, your coat rack, your hat rack is got everybody for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I got
But,
three Blue Jays caps.
yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. So catch a little bit Friday and watch the Cats in Purdue,
Yeah.
a little tune up, and a lot of fun stuff going on. And you know, we'll see what happens with Tennessee in football. Tennessee baseball lost their coach to the San Francisco Giants, so I'm glad to see that because hey, he won the World Series there with Tennessee. Now he's out there in the NL West, so yeah,
Well,
glad to see Vitello out of Knoxville.
first coach to go from college to pro, manage without any pro experience.
Mm-hmm.
But and I can't remember his name. He covers Bay Area sports. Pointed out this is kind of what they do out there. John Lynch, GM for the Niners, they plucked him off TV 2 Super Bowls later, doing pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Steve Kerr, no head coaching experience. So this is kind of what they do out in the Bay. I guess all those tech moguls, this is kind of how they do things.
There you go. There you go. So we'll see what Tony V does out there next.
Yeah. And shout out to Sean Farnham of ESPN, who believes I'm a diehard Giants fan because I had a Giants cap on, covered a game way back when.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, he's like, hey, we gonna win? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Most of the time I forget what hat on it. So, and then I went to another game and had a different Giants cap on. He's like, hey, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
That's back when they were winning
World
with Series on the even year. Yeah. You know, and that's the funny thing is most time, especially way back when, I would just forget what cap I have on. Somebody start a conversation. They'd be like, hey, Freddie Freeman. I'm like, what? I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm wearing a Braves hat or whatever like that.
Hilarious, boy. Well, on that note, man, we hope y'all enjoyed the show. If you listen on Spotify, give us a little 5 stars, subscribe on YouTube, share this wherever you share it at, retweet it. We appreciate everybody that does. Michelle, appreciate you listening and commenting. JB, appreciate you jumping in here as well. Everybody stay safe. You can also get us on Roku. Watch us on Roku as well. So appreciate Ben. Appreciate you, TV. Have a good weekend. And we'll be back next Wednesday, man. And
we'll do it.
Catch Talk Wednesday, BS3 Network. We'll see y'all later.